Alright guys, let's see how we do. Let's see how we get through this. I am a little bit behind schedule tonight because of one thing on this show. We'll talk about in a second, but I still got this review to do. And I still got my Extreme Rules preview and predictions video to do as well. And I'm starting to yawn. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. The man wants to get caught up tonight. Well, most things. There is going to be a list of some other, short little videos that I may want to do upcoming. But let's roll in, though, and talk about this. And then maybe take a quick breather. Sometimes a shower gives me a second wind, so maybe I'll do that. But I do have to get both my SmackDown and my Extreme Rules preview and predictions in, which there were no new matches announced on this show. So I didn't have to wait for SmackDown, of course, in the end. But I wanted to, just in case. But what is going on, guys? This is the Club with the Man, 1993. We are here live for my WWE Smackdown live review of the season premiere of SmackDown. Don't get why they call it that. From the October 7th, 2022 edition that took place in Worcester, Massachusetts. And it was, of course, the go-home show to Extreme Rules 2022. And overall, I'll put it this way. I like this show, but the reason why it took me, because again, I wanted to go live immediately following this show. Because again, I still have my preview and predictions for Extreme Rules to do. But I had to rewatch that opening segment. That opening segment confused the hell out of me. I just didn't get it. I really did not get it. After, of course, yes, the random names for Paul Heyman was, what it was. But the whole thing with the whole Logan asking who's going to smash me, referring to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns or Jey Uso. So I'm still trying to think back to the history and piece it all together too. But I am just so confused by that opening promo, in my opinion. So that's the main thing that really hurt my grade on this show. I feel like this could have been a little bit higher than it was because we had an outstanding main event. I'm intrigued by the debut we had. I am also intrigued by the fact that it was revealed that we are going to see the revealing of the White Rabbit tomorrow at Extreme Rules. Triple H, of course, had to have a QR code on the back of his freaking microphone as well. And, of course, we did have the start of the new commentary team as Nigel McGuinness was released from NXT, was released actually today. It was a little sad to hear that because he was a great commentator for sure. Jimmy Hart, also the head commentator for Raw, is also leaving the company as well. So there's a little bit of some adjusting going on. Now on SmackDown, for now, of course, the team is Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Again, as I said probably earlier in my Dynamite stream, I mentioned it. Maybe he'll come back to the ring. Who knows? Still like to see him going to still like to see if he can still go in the ring or whatnot, for sure, and give him the proper booking that he definitely deserved his first time around. But, we'll see. Because Pat McAfee will come back someday. Again, he's more so just doing like football stuff right now, so he's taking a break from WWE, which is fine, of course. So we could see a 3-man booth with Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Wade Barrett. Before we start, though, I do want to quickly give my condolences. I was going to make a separate video, but I wouldn't have too much to talk about it. But it was announced yesterday that former WWE Tough Enough winner Sarah Lee from 2015 passed away yesterday at the age of 30. She's only a year older than me. There's no news yet of what the cause of her death was. The only thing that we did see, though, is 3 days before her death, she posted a photo on Instagram mentioning her first time back to the gym after having her first sinus infection. So, I don't know if something followed up from that or what happened, but I'm still, keeping an eye out to see what the cause of death was, as, first off, I wouldn't have ever even remembered Sarah Lee if it had, mentioned Tough Enough, because I didn't really watch Tough Enough when it happened. She did wrestle on house shows when she got signed to her 1-year contract with WWE, but then she got released. I think she's wrestled on the Indies, still a trainer. She did marry former NXT superstar Wesley Blake, and they had 3 children of their own. So, ouch, that's tough for sure. But like I said, I'll definitely, just reveal more details once I do hear some more details on that. But definitely thoughts and prayers to Wesley Blake, his children, their families, definitely not something I want to see happen at the age of 30. So, I don't know what happened. But it may have been, of course, shocking, unless, of course, there was something else going on that she just didn't want to reveal. But I'm definitely surprised to hear this. For sure. But want to get that out there really quickly. Okay, so to talk about SmackDown. We opened... Oh, first, I gotta acknowledge a lot of chat first. Sorry, we got Tyler here. Tyler gave the show a C+, close to what I gave it to. As usual, split the world tag titles, come back Charlotte and Becky, fire Horseface and the idiot Logan Paul. Mr. T could beat the idiot Paul in a second. Crown shit is going to be like every Saudi shit show. And then the Extreme Rules match is going to suck Bart Simpson's shorts. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Thank you. And hey, Mark. Thank you for joining us, Mark. But let's talk about this. Let's first talk about that opening segment. Like I said, this segment confused the crap out of me. Well, first, I'm sorry. Before we got there, we had Triple H in the ring, welcoming us to SmackDown. He got on the microphone and he had said, there comes a time when you believe that everything is finished, but this is the beginning. Welcome to Fox and the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. And he had a QR code on his microphone. And when he scanned it, it was having, shots of pigs going, let me in, let me in. And I think it's pretty obvious to a ton of people that the White Rabbit is going to be Bray Wyatt. We even saw a White Rabbit sitting in the crowd. Someone dressed in a White Rabbit at least. We got 2 vignettes showing like a White Rabbit walking to an X and digging in like a firelight shining through it. And saying that the White Rabbit will be revealed tomorrow at Extreme Rules. I have a slight possible prediction, but I will say that when we get to our preview and predictions for Extreme Rules after this. But anyways, so then the Bloodline come out. And Roman gets the mic, and he asks the crowd to acknowledge him, and immediately out comes Logan Paul. Logan Paul, first off, was getting a Logan sucks chance. I'm pretty sure that's not a piped-in noise. But the crowd was hot and, not getting into the babyface Logan Paul. As they shouldn't. For sure. But Roman says, I get it. There's a bunch of us. But it's his show. And that means that Logan's a guest. And they want to hear what he has to say. But it's also important to hear what Roman has to say. Come on in. There's a lot of things they can teach Paul. And he asks, wise man, smarten him up a bit. So Paul Heyman says, he's talked about being asked, who is Logan Paul? And Paul Heyman says he's this generation's Mr. T and Cyndi Lauper. the celebrity who comes in and gets some exposure, and they were talking about who Reigns should smash at Crown Jewel to give a minute of fame. First, he thought Jordan Peterson, who would never have the balls to fight Roman Reigns. Maybe Ben Shapiro or Andrew Tate, but they also wouldn't have the balls either. But we do have Mr. Big Balls himself, Logan Paul. And he'll be able to say to himself that he got smashed at Crown Jewel, and that's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. And then Logan Paul asks whether by Tribal Chief you mean Roman Reigns or Jey Uso. And Jey says he knows what he's trying to do, but Roman ends up taking the bait and staring Jey down. And then Sami Zayn tries, play peacemaker, remind Roman that he is the Tribal Chief, without question. This is his family, and Jey did nothing wrong. The only person doing anything around here is the wannabe, this fake, this pretender who wants to be WWE superstar, doesn't realize he's going to get smashed worse than anybody has ever been smashed at Crown Jewel. It says how Logan Paul is the biggest two he's ever been, and they're the ones. And then Logan retreats before we get ready for a match with Ricochet and Solo Sikoa. I was so confused. It was like they created this tension. I mean, yes, there's already the tension with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso already. But why did that comment that who's the real Tribal Chief, Jey Uso or Roman Reigns? Like, I was so confused with that. Like, why is this pissing Roman off so bad? Like, is the thought of somebody else being the head of the table over him bugging him? But then again, Jey acknowledges him. So why would he be pissed at Jey? I was so confused with that. The opening promo, I'm just like, what was this again? I didn't get it. But then Ricochet came out and had a match with Solo Sikoa, had a very solid match again. I keep growing more and more interest for Solo for sure. And Solo wins with the spinning solo. And then we have the Bloodline hanging out, and Sami Zayn rambles about how he's taken Solo under his wing, but then Jey takes offense, and Sami tells him not to be such a hothead. But then Jey yells at him, and Roman tells him that he is and always has been a hothead, and how Sami isn't telling any lies. The fact that he keeps on doing this is a problem, and he doesn't want to be a problem anymore. So it's not going to be his problem. It's Sami's problem now. And Sami agrees with an okay. A little confused still, but, whatever. Hit Row were seen chatting out of their bus and chatting their way to the ring, getting ready to head out for a match. We then have Sami and the Usos walking around trying to apologize when they run into the New Day, who tells Sami to take a back seat and say Jey Uso's gone from main event Jey Uso to Sami Zayn being his daddy. And Sami flips out at them and tells them to go find a partner. They're going to have a trios match in the ring. And of course, Jay's not happy that Sami does that and storms off furious. And Jimmy tells Sami he's got to get this together. Get what together, though? Like, I'm so lost as to why Roman, took such big offense to that thing. Jey Uso's the Tribal Chief, not him. I still don't. I'm confused. I'm very confused by this. But then we had Hit Row making their way out to the ring for a match, to when they get attacked by men in suits. Of course, they had knocked Ashante the Adonis way out far away, but they mostly attacked Top Dollar, and then of course eventually Ashante the Adonis tried to get involved and took him out too. But of course B-Fab tried to help out until Zelina Vega, who I don't think we've seen her since WrestleMania 38. I think she had surgery or something. And she dyed her hair blonde. Makes her return and hits B-Fab with a Hurricanrana. And after the rest of the luchadors masked up, do their business, they then take off their masks and they reveal that it's Legado del Fantasma, which I heard a rumor earlier that Zelina Vega was returning tonight and she was bringing them with her. And I'm like, cool. I didn't mind Legado del Fantasma. I mean, I thought, this is the tag team of, I guess, Raul Mendoza, who I think is called now Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. What's it called now? I like them, but I definitely felt they could have done a little bit more with them in NXT. So, I mean, I don't know what their run was after I stopped watching, but it's good to see them. I did like Santos. Again, the rest of them, Cruz del Toro, or whatever he's called now, and Joaquin Wilde, they weren't the most, outstanding tag team, but you put them against some good tags. I remember I think they had a pay-per-view match. I think at In Your House, I think it was, with MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, and them, of course. And I thought that was probably one of their better matches. And also, there is a little bit of history between them and Hit Row, as they feud before Hit Row originally got called up last fall. But Zelina, anyways, says she's back and she didn't come alone. And Santos Escobar says SmackDown is their show now. We'll see what happens, though. But I'm definitely intrigued to see where they go with them on the main roster. That will be interesting. We then have a random women's tag match with Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi Blackheart taking on Sonya Deville and Xia Li. Very random heel team there. And of course, Raquel and Shotzi kind of teamed up a little bit ever since Aaliyah went down hurt. And of course, they're still dealing with problems with damage control. We also then get a video package for Ronda and Liv's Extreme Rules match tomorrow. Karrion Kross goes to make his entrance with Scarlett, but then Drew McIntyre jumped him during his entrance. And they had a nice little brawl there to hype up their strap match with Kross coming away on top. Even though for a while Drew had him on top. We also get a random vignette for the Viking Raiders, which about not confusing their absence for weakness, which is a little strange because, again, didn't they win the feud with New Day? Yet New Day have more TV time than the Viking Raiders. I was confused. But then we also had the tag match with the Bloodline, and of course, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and Sami Zayn took on the New Day's Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and a partner of their choosing, and they chose Braun Strowman. New Day got most of the offense, though, in this match. Braun came in a couple of times to clean up some things, and of course, do that railroad crash thing where he took out two of the three people, and then when he knocked one of them, went into Michael Cole, and Michael Cole got knocked to the corner. He's sitting on the barricade going, oh my god, which was kind of priceless. But it did lead to the New Day pinning one of the Usos. So I'm guessing they're teasing a possible tag title match with the New Day and Usos again for the millionth time that, they've still put on solid matches, but we see this one how many times. And then, of course, another thing I like about this show, we had backstage having Max Dupree yelling at Maxine Dupree. He says he's not going to beat anyone he's not ever again. He is L.A. Knight. Yeah, and he storms off over Mansoor and Marseille's fallen bodies. But yep, the creep Max Dupree is gone, and we got back L.A. Knight, which apparently he will take on Mansoor on next episode of SmackDown. It's good to see him back, though. It seems that they are going to transition him back to a babyface role. I heard he was a face in NXT when I stopped watching. I don't know how he was as a face, but I'll wait for a hot second, though, until I do the turn alert, though, just in case this ain't a ruse or something, or just a temporary thing for him being a heel. But yeah, no more Max Dupree. freaking LA Knight back. And I'm excited for that. And then the main event, oh boy. Gunther versus Sheamus 2. Intercontinental title. Oh man. I may have to give their first match a little bit of the rub because it was in front of it was at a pay-per-view. This though, oh man. Physical, hard hitting. Sheamus's chest, for crying out loud, was busted up, and busted open a little bit with some cuts and whatnot from the wear and tear. It was pretty deadly. No pun intended, of course, for the NXT Tag Team Champions. Pretty deadly. I believe they're tag champions right now. Don't correct me if they're not. But they had just another fantastic physical match that teased moments where like Sheamus may overcome Gunther. The problem is, though, well, there was a unique moment in the match where Sheamus did have Gunther in a cloverleaf. And it looked like Gunther did, in fact, tap when he kind of went like, and then he reached for the rope. The referee's arguing that, well, he may have tapped twice, but he wasn't trying to tap. He was trying to, reach for a rope. He was just like he was trying to reach for something and he couldn't reach it. So I heard that and I'm like, that could be something that different, which I thought was intriguing. We also think we had Sheamus doing the 10 beats of the battle drum, like on the top rope and the second rope and whatnot. Avalanche white noise that couldn't keep Gunther down as well. And of course, whenever Imperium tried to get involved, what Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland came out to even the odds also. The Shillelagh was out there as well, and Sheamus tries to draw Gunther up only to get a chop down. And then the Shillelagh assisted lariat took out Sheamus though with Gunther, and Gunther retains the Intercontinental title as the show ends. So I still think I still maybe would give the rub though to their match at Clash at the Castle. I thought it was a little bit better, but this was another very fantastic match between those two hard-hitting warriors for sure. But once I said again, the opening segment still confused the hell out of me, so I gave the show a B-. There's still some solid stuff on the show. I am still intrigued for the show tomorrow. And yeah, that's basically going to do it. I give it a B-. People are saying that Sheamus should have won the IC title. Tyler began his Friday the 13th reviews. Nice. I got a question. How many I Quit matches that the bad guy / women won? It was Charlotte and Ronda. I think most of them the baby faces have won, to be honest. I thought Big E was going to return tonight also. I wish. He may be out till at the earliest, maybe March of 2023. Would have been nice. Lives Nerdy and a Joke is champion, and Roman and Logan is going to suck. I'm not really interested in that match much either, buddy. But yeah, that was my quick SmackDown review. A little more efficient than last week, but I think I might take a couple minute breather. I am a little bit sleepy. Hopefully I don't fall asleep and, not get to do the review. But if so, I'll figure something out tomorrow. But I do need to rest my eyes for a second because I'm getting a little sleepy. But I do also need to do my WWE Extreme Rules 2022 preview predictions, which I will hopefully do next. Maybe after a brief power nap and like a shower, wake me up a little bit. We'll be back up here for that. So guys, I gave SmackDown again a B-. What are your thoughts on SmackDown for this week, guys? Make sure you leave thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Hopefully, again, I will be back up, very shortly. Might just need to take a little bit of a brief power nap, and I will probably maybe take a shower and then come back here and go live for my Extreme Rules preview and predictions. So until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody.